Welcome back to tonight's sad reality. I promise it's not 11:40 or like almost 11:40 and about to break the streak yet again. Most responsible YouTuber here, by the way. Um, Tonight, nothing too crazy. I finally had a day off from working 27 hours between Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which was 7 hours, then two 10-hour shifts, or it's probably more like 26 hours, so like 7, 10, and 9. Um, Granted, usually I end up staying a little bit longer, so we'll call it 27 hours. Um, Tonight it's kind of an interesting thing I've been thinking about. I was grinding something on another idle game tonight. I was thinking about playing a game called Idle Skilling for the video, and then I realized I had no idea what was going on. So I was like, is it really worth playing a game? I have no idea what's happening, or should I just sit here and do something vaguely brain rotted? I think I would. You can probably figure out which thing I picked because it's easier for me to talk, and I like yapping. Um, yeah, so I was trying to grind out a drop rate on a game that, like, if you want to find some rare stuff, you've high drop rate. It makes things better, it makes things easier. But there are some things that you'll look at it and you'll be like, okay, this is generally going to take me forever. I'll just come back to it later, you know? And I was thinking about that. I was like, what's the real world equivalence of this? There's always something to be learned from, or there's usually some way I can turn this from a what most people would normally think of into something that an English teacher would turn into an assignment, I guess. And kind of the answer I came up with was in retail, you have people that do their job and you have people that don't do their job. Um, I wish everyone did their job. Unfortunately, it's not quite so simple. Um, but the people that do their jobs usually have better outcomes in the long run, whether that's in retail as a whole, whether that's in life. But like, there's no reason not to live every day to its fullest. Oh, well, I guess we're out of bounds now. Goodbye. Okay, we're back in bounds now. Anyways, you might as well do the absolute best you can to live each day to the max. Um, because you only have a certain number of hours in the day, and then you end up with people like me who feel like they do that, and then the rest days turn into literally nothing. Like today, I feel like I sat here for like so many hours and didn't really do much. I mean, there were parts of the day that were more productive than others, and granted, it was a nice rest day, but I'm just like, ooh, if I didn't do everything every day, then maybe I would feel like I'd be higher energy. Or maybe it's completely unrelated and that's something totally mental. I haven't really figured that part out yet. Um, but as someone's boss, like I have a boss. I think he's a pretty good boss, granted, not perfect. I mean, nobody's perfect. Let's say a bunch of overgeneralizations and buzzwords. The YouTube video. Um, but I think he's really good. Like I really do think he's one of the blessings that I wouldn't really fully understand. I mean, he's someone that I think doesn't always play by the rules. Granted, he knows when it's appropriate to do so, um, which can be make for an interesting dynamic, I suppose. But regardless, you have to find people that will do their job and people that won't do their job. Otherwise, the job won't get done, and it's a bit of a mess. Um, I was with my dad. I was like, well, what do you do when you have people that don't work? You know, do you just kind of live on and like, well, eventually someone will hopefully get it done. And I'm not sure that is the answer, but from the perspective of someone that does have to keep things up, you have to keep the morale high, which I was like, yeah, that's a good point. Um, for me though, it kind of feels like we're betting on the 0%. Back to the whole drop rate thing. It's like we know people are never going to get certain things done. And you can kind of figure out who people are after enough time, which I don't think that's a super complicated task. Granted, I feel like I'm the 21-year-old who thinks he knows everything and clearly knows very little. Um, but like where's the solution to that? You know, that's probably not a good place. The screen's all fixed in a flash if I do that. To me, it almost seems like it's one of those things. It's like, well, I'll come back to it later. Like I was saying earlier, if the drop rate's too low, you just kind of ignore it, and you'll find a solution eventually. But I'm not convinced that is the thing in the real world. You know, there's only so much time that we do have to make things happen, and if we can't, then time's up. You know, you lost the chance you had. That's kind of how I feel with finding editors and stuff as well. But it's like, I can only be a content creator for so long. Granted, most of the content creators nowadays are like in their 30s, I think, approaching 30s. I'm not sure. But I don't know. You can't put all your eggs in one basket, and I feel like I don't want to bet on any bad eggs, so I can understand why you wouldn't let go of someone for not doing their job, but invest a little bit more in the people who do, even if those people don't want to stick around forever, because retail kind of sucks. So, a bit of an interesting conundrum there. Anyways, thanks for watching tonight. Not gonna keep this one too long, so try to be kind of intelligent with the way you live life and which people you put stock in. So, have a good one, y'all. See you in tomorrow's Side Reality.